This is Ben here at Buffoonery Incorporated. On the video that I was making today, I wanted to talk about Discord servers and how amazing they are for D&D and probably how amazing they are for a lot of other things too. Discord itself is an instant messaging and communication platform. It can be used with Windows or Macintosh or Android or iOS or Linux and pretty much on every web browser to allow for easy communications. So I set up the server, I added the players, and then we started making channels just to be able to figure out which ones were actually going to be used and needed where. So the first channel, pretty much as always, is just our general chat. And that's just for conversations. Sometimes it's about game things. Sometimes it's about scheduling things. Sometimes it's just random conversations. The next channel I made was maps. Now I like to use and make maps, so I like to have a place to put them so that way the players can pull up the maps to reference them. Another channel that we had was memes, mainly just funny things and jokes. It really does a good job of helping keep the other chats organized and decluttered just by giving people their own space to make jokes and not bog down the other channels. After that, there was Session Zero channel, and this probably didn't need its own channel, but I just really wanted an easy place for people to find the info from our Session Zero, so I created one for that. So then I had one for links. Now this one is more for what websites and apps that we currently use for D&D, more than just like memes and, video links that way. So I have a recap channel, and after each session I write out a recap and I advance the days in our calendar. I also have a loot channel, so when I go through those recaps I organize the loot, and this is the channel that information's posted into. Now when I go through the recap and I go through the loot, any harvested material I also separate out and I directly message the person that used the skill to harvest of what they were able to harvest at that point in time. I am also open to the idea of adding other channels into my Discord server. I just had never thought about it until going over things for this video. A scheduling channel makes the most sense to me because it should have its own channel for organizational things. We don't have one, we haven't needed one, but it just seems like it'd be so much simpler if anyone has any issues to have an own channel for that. I saw one for strategy, and I really like the idea of a strategy channel. That being said, I think if my players got the urge to do that, they would create something without me, because if I can see the strategy they're trying to do, I can plan for it, or plan against it, or plan ways to break it in fun ways, and I don't think they quite want it that way. I think they want more of the surprise aspect. The last channel that I feel could be added fairly easily is the strangest, but I could also see being amazing if it works the right way. And that would be an in-game chat for characters and for NPCs specifically. Now this would be 100% roleplay, no dice would be involved. It could bond the characters very quickly. I would probably say something like campfire talks, or conversations at a bar. When a couple people are bored, ask a couple questions about backstory. If you're out traveling and adventuring, you sit down with a meal with this person probably 2 to 3 times a day, so it's okay to have conversations. It makes sense to me that way. I imagine that there are plenty of other sites and apps and platforms that work just like Discord. Use whatever one works for your group. That's really all that matters. So grab your dice and let's get nerdy.